am Nikki Clarke, the host and producer of The Nikki Clarke Show. And I want to welcome you to today's episode of The Nikki Clarke Show. The focus today is going to be the ugly side of success, where we strip away the filters and get real about what actually takes to build, lead, and thrive. Success often looks glamorous from the outside, but behind every highlight reel, there are struggles, sacrifices, and lessons learned the hard way. And today I am so honored to sit down with the powerhouse Tia Upshaw. She is a trailblazer, entrepreneur, and advocate who has turned challenges into platforms for change. And Tia has built businesses, uplifted communities, and stood strong in spaces that weren't always welcoming. But her journey, like so many others, hasn't been easy. So get ready for a conversation that's real, inspiring, and unfiltered, because this is the ugly side of success. So I want to welcome my sister today, Tia Upshaw. So glad to have you on the show. How are you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited because I love talking to Miss Nikki Clarke. So I'm honored to be on the show, but I am doing even better now that I'm here with you. Thank you, Nikki.
uh, what prompted me to have this particular conversation with you. I saw a post on social media that you had, and you were sharing very candidly about a situation that I resonated with, and that had to do with the upside sometimes, or the downside. Now, during that journey, did you ever face judgment or pushback because you were succeeding?
Back then I was still, playing the game, still in the club, still partying, still living this lifestyle. So no, I never had any problems. I had lots of friends around me. Even when I started my first business in 2013, the cleaning company, before and after cleaning company, then we rebranded to Top Notch, and now it belongs to my eldest daughter. Even then, I was just a cleaner. So
Mm.
no, I had no problems at all. I was just a cleaner. Oh, little teen, her little cleaning company, cleaning toilets. There'd be no problem. So to answer your question, it was easy then.
It was easy then.
It
What
was easy then.
shifted everything?
I think what shifted everything in the pivotal moment that stands out to me was in 2020. In 2020, I started an organization called Black Women in Excellence. And we
Mm-hmm.
were in the height of the pandemic. Everybody was on social media. So no one was doing anything but just sitting around, gossiping and looking and chatting and sharing and screenshotting and everything. And I remember an article that came out. It was from the Coast here in Nova Scotia. Did an article about the organization, and I never thought anything of it. I was like, yeah, let's talk about the organization. But in that article, they asked me basically, why did I start this organization, and why do I feel that I could be the one to be successful at doing it? And I was like, well, I have three businesses. At the time, I had the cleaning company. I was running multiple Airbnb properties, and I had a vegan lipstick line. And I helped my youngest daughter. I was a partner in her business. She had eyelash extensions. And that moment is when people were like, wait a minute, we knew she had a little cleaning company. Like, what do you mean she has staff? What do you mean
Mm.
she has multiple other businesses? Like, wait a minute. So when that shifted in 2020, by mid 2020, Nikki, there was a lot of whispers about Tia,
Mm.
a lot of whispers. So am a firm believer. I create my own narrative about my life and my story. This is my life, nobody else's to speak about. So all the whispers were like, well, I bet you these people didn't know this about her. I bet they didn't know that about her. So in 2021, it was in, yeah, about 2021, late 2021, I decided to put this article up on LinkedIn of all platforms, right? Usually people go to Facebook or Instagram. No, I went to LinkedIn and I actually put up one of my mug shots. This year, I was actually being nominated for Business Leader of the Year from the Halifax Chamber of Commerce. No way, like she had a criminal record. Did they know this about her? Did they know that? So I said, okay, and put my mug shot up there. And, the caption was basically around who you were yesterday. It does not depict who you are today.
Exactly.
And Global News called me, CTV called me, the Coast called me back. Like it was CBC called me. Everybody wanted to interview. And
Mm.
that is when things started going left, Nikki.
Oh my gosh.
It was it was a time. And I mean, I'm still like, I mean, when you see that video, this was just probably about a month or two ago. And I actually had the same blazer, I think, on in that actually video on TikTok. Um, it has been uh almost 5 years of
Hmm.
my success, of me growing. Even for me, and I know you're probably gonna ask this question, but I'm gonna say it now, even for me looking in the mirror most days, Nikki, I would have
Hmm.
never expected to be where I'm at today.
I congratulate you on your upcoming award, and I'm so proud of the numerous accolades that you have achieved. Rightfully, you're
Yes,
hardworking, but Tia, you have a servant leadership heart. You
I
give so
do.
much. If you know how many referrals Tia has made for me, just connecting people to me, it's unbelievable. I'm like, how does Tia have time? But that's the heart that Tia has, and I appreciate you. So I understand how you are recognized for the good work that you do.
Yeah.
The bad mind still follows you, no matter how good you're trying to be. So how now you're and I understand that you're still dealing with the criticism, the whispers. Can we talk about
Absolutely.
what prompted you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that space at that moment, at that time, I just literally got a campaign that was going on buses in Atlantic, Canada. So you'll see my face, three different statements: lift as you climb, lift as you climb, it's a beautiful day to be a Black woman, and award-winning entrepreneur supporting Black and brown women on buses across Atlantic, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say Atlantic Canada, it was Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
That was a campaign. And then we got billboards for Black Women in Excellence. And instead of me using the money for Black Women in Excellence, I used the money to promote other Black women. So we have 46 different Black women on billboards across Atlantic Canada. Really excited about that. Like, I pitched an organization to Patterson Outdoor Advertising, won $50,000 in sponsorship. Who wouldn't be excited, right? I was up against
Mm-hmm.
all of Canada and I won. The excitement quickly went downhill because all of a sudden there were, a new, I like to call smear campaign about me on social media. There was someone saying that, I physically assaulted her 19 years ago, and she almost went blind, and all these things. And I was like, well, my criminal record, I don't have not one assault charge. Like, this situation
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen. I know about this situation, but it wasn't me. It was somebody else that worked for me, well, two other people that worked for me, and I was actually the one who called the police, Nikki, and the police came, and no one actually got charged in that situation. But
Mm-hmm.
why would you pick me after 19 years? You never mentioned anybody else's name who actually did it. You chose me. Ah, it's a trigger. So
Mm-hmm.
at that moment, seeing the fake Facebooks, seeing, people commented on this fake story, all these things, I was like, holy crap. It's like new level, new devil. Then
Mm-hmm.
every single time that I get an award, Nikki, if I'm keynote speaking somewheres, if I'm announced as a professional in residence, any announcement around me on social media from organizations, from corporate companies working with me, whatever it is, they will come out the woodworks, these people, with another campaign smear every single time for almost 5 years. So that moment, I was really upset about it. And my fiance said, talk about it on social media. You have a good social media platform. You've never talked about it before. You're not open about it, but you're dealing with it and you can't be the only one. So I was like, okay. So I did two videos, Nikki, believe it or not. He looked at them and he was like, I like this one better because it's more about it's more you. It's not so professional, it's more you, but you kept your composure. So I posted it. And I posted it to, number one, control the narrative again, let the person know, like, I know what you're out here doing. You're not going to scare me away. Like, this has to stop. And I know it's not going to stop, but to let you know that I see you, and try to talk to them in the sense that, like, if you want to start a business, come over here with me. I'll help you start a business because you're spending way too much time on, trying to drag Tia Upshaw down in this campaign. put that momentum into a business and I'll help you generate some real revenue through doing that. And I was big on bringing awareness to it. And of course, when I did it, OMG, my DMs weren't about, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. That was on, my on the page itself that you're going through this. The DMs were about, why aren't more Black women talking about this, especially in Canada? Weird. Like there were women saying, I'm dealing with this right now. And, we just are told to ignore it. It will go away. Don't give it no light. Be the better person. Turn the other cheek. It doesn't go away, Nikki. So here we are today talking about it because it needs to be spoken about.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And yes, it absolutely needs to be spoken about. And I'll share a little bit too about my experience. And just to say that when you start becoming more in the spotlight, like I was. I mean, I went from being a kindergarten teacher to working in a community college, and then I took a leap of faith and I started my show 17 years ago. So that really put me in the public eye, but then put me in a vulnerable position where people were criticizing and saying things that they didn't know anything about. They never had a conversation about me, else about relationships that never happened. Then it got to the point where when I became elected the president for the Ontario Black History Society, I'm not going to hide it anymore. The former president was targeting me with any and everyone that had an ear to badmouth me,
Yeah.
and it was horrible. And then it just got to the point where she got like a whole gang of people that would send emails,
Yeah.
group emails, like hundreds of women,
Yeah.
and start saying things about my personal life that was totally completely blown out of proportion. And I took it and I just I would just cry and pray. I'm like, Lord, when is this going to be over? Why is this happening to me? I think I'm not perfect, but I think I'm a relatively nice person. Why do I deserve this humiliation? And it went on and on, and I was even told to keep it, like be the bigger person. Tia, why do we have to be the bigger person, bigger people? Like why? And I feel too that Black women, we're always being the emotional laborers for people. We always
Yeah.
have to be like, you can cry on my shoulder, don't worry, you don't have to worry about my pain. um,
Things. Yeah.
I'll just pray about it and keep walking. But no, so I made a decision, a conscious decision, to stop doing that, to say no. When
Yeah.
people were seeking me to be their therapist, and then or coming around to get juicy gossip, I'm very selective right now about who I bring into my circle. That's only because of just bad decisions I made on people I thought who were trustworthy.
Girl,
And these people, they walk around with a chip on their shoulder today, and I see them, and people don't even know half the stuff that they've done.
yeah.
I still allow that people to respect who they are. You know what I mean?
Like, you suck it up, you cry, you complain to your close people, your partner, and it just doesn't stop. And you're asking God, and I'm not even a religious person like that, but asking God, when is it going to stop? Like I've let it go we're going on 5 years, Nikki. We're going on 5 years. And when you said hundreds of emails, absolutely. And these are from people that work for recreation centers here in Nova Scotia, work at parent resource centers, work at schools. These people have these high level type of government
Absolutely.
corporate jobs, and
Yeah.
they are doing this. They are doing this. And the sucky part about it is, some people will say all kinds of things about me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not being liked. I'm okay with being disliked, Nikki. And as you said, you're tired of having being the shoulder to cry on. And something I carry with me since last year when we spoke, Nikki, I say it all the time. I feel bad for your situation. I will care, but I cannot carry. And I'm telling you, Nikki, I've said it in conferences. I've quoted you like that's my platform now. But when you say things or you're exaggerating things and add things, I think, the most recent one is that I owe $20,000 to CRA, and the institutions are so proud and happy, they're going to post about it and they're going to tag me. Guess what happens? These trolls go to the email with fake emails and send them this, and it's the same group of people because it's the same documentation every single time, Nikki. Nothing changed,
Hmm.
just copy and paste it.
That is so sad. That takes so much energy to, you
Use
know,
that to start a business.
to use that to start a bit, use that to save, a life, like,
Yeah,
find a cure for
advocate,
a
do some
disease.
good community impact work. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Advocate for
it's
affordable housing, like, come on.
something.
You hit it on the nail, and just like you said that, these people are not like, Joe Blows.
Oh,
I was being bullied by high
yeah,
profile women who were best friends with political icons. Like, these were the movers and shakers of universities, and they had befriended me before I got to that position. And it was like, why her? That's what it was about.
literally. Mine,
Why
mine were friends.
her?
Like literally, these are a group of women, and I know the group of women. Like I said, I just can't prove where they are because you just can't prove it. It's hard to get, the law involved because there's a fine line between freedom of speech and all that stuff, right? I'm in the process right now of dealing with the cyberbullying. We have a cyber, and it's all Canada, cyberbullying legislation in the criminal code now. So I'm in the process of working with them. So soon enough, they will be brought to justice and whatnot, because there's ways to get IP. And, once the IP addresses are captured, it's all going to be a sinking ship. But these individuals, there's about seven of them that I was actually friends with. A couple of them were supposed to stand in my wedding. And, we had a falling out. I kind of just shut it down, done with it. There was no argument. It was kind of like, a texting back and forth. Numbers were blocked, and that was it. And I just kept moving forward. And sometimes people want to see you do good, some people, but never better than them. And to them, how could this woman who we hung out with for 10, 20 years, we know she has a criminal record, we know she has kids young, we know that doesn't have the traditional education, how was she able to level up herself like she has in 5 years? And that's
Mhm.
the trigger for them. How dare she? How dare Nikki? How dare Nikki get the position over us?
Hmm. Absolutely. Because they cling to your past,
Yeah,
they cling to your challenges, and they cannot fathom that you have the ability, and I'm going to use in my instance, the faith to
yeah,
navigate through all that, to navigate through all the obstacles. So they met me, married. They saw me through a messy divorce, managing a household of three children. It wasn't easy,
no,
and they were just like, yeah, she's messed up now. Okay, we can sit back and relax. Wait, hold
speak
on
it.
now. Wait a second. She's got a show. She's getting elected. She's going to parties. She didn't
How?
invite me. Okay, all right. We got to put her back in her place. We got to put her. Let's find some ways to do it. And the funny thing is that yes, these things happened, and I've learned that, you have to forgive them, not for them, but
Me,
for
for
yourself.
me, yes.
So for you, so that you can move on, you can hold your head high in spaces and say, it's a them thing, not a me thing. And I've let that go. The irony of it is that they want to come around, they want to circle back and go, I know 10 years have passed. You've met some success. Surely, we can hang out again. Oh, no, sister.
We can
Oh
never.
no, brother. Oh no, brother.
That door will remain
See you over there.
closed.
I love you
Yeah,
over there. Leave me alone. And it's hilarious to see it happen. The same woman who was this, political icon vestie, and she didn't hide. She wasn't in the bushes, creeping out looking. She very boldly made these ridiculous claims about me, and I had to get legal, a little
yeah,
legal pushback, and she sat back and kept quiet. Now she wants to befriend me. Oh no, sister, that's it.
yeah.
That
It
the
doesn't work that way.
No.
Most recently, I had served somebody. Oh, it's about a week ago now. Friday will be a week. I served an individual, and and a part of me felt a little bit bad because she is a Black woman and she does have a business. She has two, one here and one out west. She has opened up her new West one. But
Mhm.
she was relentless. She wouldn't let up with this story about me
Yeah.
assaulting her and her almost losing her eye. And she was tagging organizations in this post on Facebook, Instagram. She created, another
Mhm.
account inviting the LGBTQ plus community as this
Crazy.
account to try to, bring me down in the eyes of that, collective community. So I
Yes.
had to get her served. And, she's mad because she posted again. And, the first time in 4 years with this narrative about me assaulting her, now she's mentioning two other people that were also a part of it. And I'm like, okay, but for years it was just me. Now two other people are part of it. No, homegirl, keep it real, keep it
Mm.
straightforward, and say it
Mhm.
wasn't Tia who actually did it. It was Tia's place of work. Tia was the one who called the police. Tia is not in the police report, which I'm getting in the mail shortly. Was not
Yeah.
in the police report, and it wasn't Tia. But you wanna pinpoint Tia because Tia is out here doing all this successful stuff, a public figure. And this is what comes with success, is
A-
opening up your life to the public scrutiny and lies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we know that, there's a fine line too, Tia, between admiration and resentment. And I have had the experience of Nikki Clarke adding me on Facebook. And I'm like, wait, am I seeing things? That's my picture. That's
Yeah,
my name. But why do I live in Uganda?
yeah.
So I've had to report maybe two or three
Girl,
that I'm
I'm
like,
reporting
oh,
every
listen here.
week. I'm reporting every week, Nikki.
How do you handle it?
Oh my goodness, it becomes annoying. Now it becomes annoying, right? Reporting to fake accounts that are under my name, or even reporting to people. Like most recently, there was a post of a picture of me and my fiance from our engagement party in 2018, Nikki, and they posted it in this group on Facebook. Are you dating this man? And under the
Are
caption
you kidding
was,
me?
I'm not joking. Under the caption is she's a terrible person, she has a criminal record, blah, blah, blah. But are you dating this man? Because they've been engaged since 2018 and still no wedding. I never knew that people were watching how long
Yes.
I've been engaged for. Like,
Is it
what
any
is
of their
actually going
business?
on?
Oh my goodness.
So
That's that
handling
is
it,
sad.
it is. Handling it sucks. The worst part about it, though, I will say, is that it takes time away from what I'm really out here doing, which is working hard, 7 days a week, running multiple businesses, running an organization to ensure other Black women are not going to go through what I went through starting a business, and then having to deal with reporting and meeting with my lawyer and meeting with the RCMP and all these people because of all this cyberbullying and antagonization going on. That's the sad part
It,
about it. It's taking away
it
from what
really
I'm really meant to do.
it's a huge distraction. And I think maybe that's,
Huge.
the spiritual purpose of all
I
these
know.
nonsense people coming around. So I just want to wrap up and ask you your advice. What you think you could advise us about the whole idea of rising in your career, doing things for community. How would you maybe in maybe 3 points or so? How can people face the hostility and jealousy based on what you've experienced?
I mean, that is an excellent question. And I ask myself that often, if I could go back, how would I handle this, right? I don't think anybody is prepared to handle this type of life, especially when you don't think that you were going to be successful in general. Like I said
Mm,
earlier on this interview, when I look in the mirror every day and I look at myself, I'm like, what? Like 30 plus awards in under 5 years, teaching at a professional, big universities here in Nova Scotia, community colleges. I have a TV show similar to you on CTV, Nikki, a
excellent.
paid keynote speaker who travels to speak about resiliency in business. I would have never thought I was meant to just be a cleaner. That's what I thought. It's hard to say this is what you should do, but what I would say that if there was 3 points is be very selective on who you have around you on your come up. Whew. Be very selective of who you have around you on your come up because, like you said earlier, is it resentment or is it congratulatory? Which one is it? People will pretend that they're happy for you, but they stay close to you so they can,
Then
do those sneaky things behind your back so you don't get too much more elevated.
and to benefit while they're
Benefit.
there.
Oh yeah, they love the free. Listen, I haven't paid for an event in so long, but they love to benefit on the free events, right? These upscale parties, these mayors' breakfasts and everything else. They're like, how did she get there?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so be selective on who you have around you when you come up. Build a supportive tribe around you that is similar to you, not someone who works a 9 to 5. If you're an entrepreneur and you are starting to see real uptick of your revenue, right? And you see your income bracket shifting from year to year to year, it's time to stop, having your circle so close of 9 to 5ers. You need to have people that really understand what true entrepreneurship is and success is. You want to be around people that are more successful than you, smarter than
Hmm.
you. That's why I have you around, Nikki. Smarter
Yes,
than
I
you,
have you in my
more
life.
successful, people who have more money than you, so you learn how to manage your money correctly, like they have. You
Hmm.
want to build that type of back end for yourself because when shit hits the roof, when something like this happens, you can go to those smarter people and say, yo, like I did, who would you recommend as a lawyer? And then you call
Mm.
that lawyer, and that lawyer is like, "Oh, I got the phone call from so and so. I'll work with you." And that's all they do is work in litigation with regards to defamation of
Hmm.
character.
Hmm.
So you build that network of people who are way better than you. And the third, I wouldn't stay quiet. I wouldn't listen to people, especially I call them my aunties that are from a different generation of being humble, turning the other cheek, right? That's what they're taught to do. I would not stay quiet. I would actually be very open about it because when you're open about a situation, it takes away their power, right? You're no longer embarrassed. You're not, and especially if you don't have anything to hide, be open about it, talk about it, put it out there, call them out. If there's a post about you, reshare that post and say, look what's going on. This is what people are saying about me. Because when you control the narrative, you take away their power. But when you turn the other cheek and you hide from it, you ignore it, you're just giving them power. And people are wondering, how come Tia is not talking about this? Is she
Right.
guilty of it?
Yeah.
What is she hiding? You
Hmm.
have to be open about it. So those would be my 3 points. But all in all, use resiliency as a muscle. Use it as a muscle because the higher you climb, the more money you make, the more attention you get, the more success that you receive. It's a new
Absolutely.
level and this new devil every single day.
And people can see that, that you've transformed that, collective negative energy into a superpower, and that makes you who
And
you
you
are.
have too, Nikki. We both have. Like, when I met you, say 2 years ago now, me and you are
Yeah.
two completely different people now. Completely different
Absolutely.
people. How we speak, how we move, how our body is speaking to the world when we're taking pictures and videos. Like, I don't know if you noticed that about yourself, Nikki, but I noticed that about you. So we are completely different women than we were 2 years ago because people grow. When you know better, you do better. So regardless of any mistakes that you would have made 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, Nikki or me, people don't have the right to pick and choose who gets to grow past it and who we get to keep in that same, moment.
Absolutely. And thank you for that. um your past doesn't have to define your future, and you have to, and I've had to do a friend inventory. I do an annual friend inventory, and
Yeah,
I'm okay. Who is matching my energy? Who is clapping in my face and behind my back? And the circle gets smaller, but it becomes
mine's like,
better quality.
yeah.
Better quality. And these people in my life, like we get the shorthand. I don't have to explain for days what's going on. You're like, oh yeah, I get that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I have resources, and that's how I've been able to support people in that same fashion. So it's an incredible journey. Life isn't perfect, but it sure is beautiful, and I'm excited. I'm excited
wouldn't
about what's
change
next for
anything.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited about what's happening for me. I don't know if you're aware, but I shared a little note that I made a decision to join the Miss Canada pageant. This is something that I've been wanting to do since I was
There.
a young woman in my 20s. I had an opportunity to be a pageant contestant for Miss Black Quebec. And life happened, and that dream didn't happen at that time. And now I'm going to be 58 in December. My children are thriving, and I have this chance now to uh, join Miss Canada. I am a finalist. The
Wow.
Miss Canada finals will be happening in Vancouver of next July 2026. And the reason I'm doing it, Tia, is to discipline myself back to where I was. And I was an athlete, I was a dancer, I taught dance classes. And I also want to encourage women to stay fit, to make it a priority in their life. Because fitness isn't about just looking good. Fitness is about, when you reach a certain age, is
Mindset.
about getting out of a chair
Yeah.
unassisted, walking up and down stairs without panting. So these are just basic things you need to do. And I'm like, okay, I want to show them that you can do it and you can age gracefully. And I'm also going to be starting a foundation for survivors of domestic abuse, and
Oh
talking more
my
about my
goodness.
own experience with that. So there you go.
Girl,
Oh.
listen, I missed that post because I'm gonna be clapping for you, girl, all the way to the end, all the way. That's a huge accomplishment, and I like the reason of why you've done it. Most people have said, "Oh, I just want to check off a box. It's been a dream of mine my whole life." No, but you're talking about the health of it because, for me in the last year, I dropped 100 pounds,
You look
and
beautiful.
it's
I mean, you're a gorgeous woman, but I mean, I
thank you.
love what I see.
But
Yeah.
your body changes, your mind changes, and I find when you grow with that, your whole intellect changes too. How you think about things and people, and what you cherish and what you hold dear to you. My friend inventory is so selective and small now, and I tell people, please do not take, that I don't like you. It's not that I don't like you. You're just not filling my cup as I was filling yours, and it's time for me to be very selective because I'm 45 years old and I don't want to keep living where I can't know or trust or be drained by people. I can't do it no more. So for
Yes.
me, watching you do this is everything. And of course, a foundation, girl, I'm all about that. Like, the give back is real, especially as Black women. We have the power and autonomy to do that, to give back. I started the organization. I took $200,000 from my own business savings account to invest in that organization. And I don't regret any of it, and neither will you. This is going to be a vibe. And I have a lot of women down here in Nova Scotia that would love to talk to you because they have their own organizations around domestic abuse, healing through domestic abuse, gender-based violence. It's a whole thing. And they just work with Black women. So it's a
I
whole
love it.
thing here.
I love it. I love it. We're gonna get the communities together so that we
Oh
can
my goodness.
lift people who need it. So that is fantastic. And thank you so much for your support. So, final question then I'm going to ask you is, as a mentor, and you're an incredible mentor to um, many communities, but in
Yes.
particular, preparing Black women entrepreneurs um, to anticipate and handle potential backlash tied to their visible achievements. So, what do you tell the Black women entrepreneurs? What's the first thing to look out for as they are moving?
Tell them this is the higher you climb, it's going to be harder and harder and harder. And not the climb's not hard. That's not what's going to be hard. It's going to be the pushback you get from trying to climb. It's like imagine trying to climb a mountain and every time your foot slips off of a rock. You need your foot, you need that balance to push yourself up. And you keep slipping, you're slipping. That is how it's going to feel in business.
Mhm.
And you have to be okay with being disliked. I can't remember the author. I have a lot of books here, but I don't want to turn my back and scoot through. But there's actually a book on Amazon. Oh my goodness, it's called Having the Courage to Be Disliked. I swear it's in this.
Mhm.
It's in this because I read it often and I highlight it. It is an eye opener because as Black women, we're culturally giving, we're loving, we're the backbone of our community.
Very lovely.
We're the
Yes.
backbone of our communities. We always want to like you
Mhm.
want to defend yourself all the time. Like, no, no, no. you saying nothing speaks volumes sometimes too, and not, arguing over everything or trying to prove who you are. Allow your actions to prove who you are. But I would just say, sis, just start it, do it, but be prepared that it's not going to be an easy ride. It is not linear, and it's certainly not linear as an entrepreneur for Black women. It's not. It's constant up and down. And you could be dealing with microaggressions, biases, racism, discrimination, sexism, all these isms that will not go away. And then add on top of that, people that you thought you loved and respected, and they loved and respected you the whole time they were preying on your downfall.
Mhm.
That is going to be the hardest part. But mentally prepare yourself for it.
Mentally prepare yourself for it. I love that. Thank you so much, Tia, for this time. It's always
Sure.
a pleasure to, hear all the great things you're doing and to just learn from your wisdom. And I appreciate how honest you are about your experience. So before we finally close, how can people connect with you on social media?
Oh my goodness, that is so easy. Just go in and type in "it is Tia Upshaw," or you can Google too. You'll get all kinds of information about me. You can go to our website at bwiecanada.com, or you can go to my personal website. It is tiaupshaw.com. But the easier way to do it, guys, is just Google my name, and you'll find my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, websites. Anything you want to know about Tia is there, and I would love to connect with each and every one of you guys.
Hope to see you in Toronto very soon.
Oh,
And
yes.
congratulations in advance to all the amazing accolades that
Thank
are,
you.
coming to you. Well deserved. So, all the best. You have a fantastic and productive day. And thank you so much for making a stop here. The Nikki Clarke
Absolutely.
Show, transforming lives one story at a time. And thanks for everyone who's been watching. Bye for now.